and okay, so this part 2 is a Pali commentary. So as I told you all, Mula Pali is original Pali. What you see in the portion here, this is actually similar to most of the text you see in the Mula Pali, where you can see the Pali word and then the explanation is quite clear. I would say it's very logically clear, and you can learn it by yourself. You know, even like now you look at the Pali, like Pabbajjam Kitai Sami Yada Pabbajji Chakuma Yada Vimam Samano So Pabbajjam Samaro Chai. You can look at the Pali and you look at the English. I will tell of the going forth, how the one revision went forth, how while investigating he approved of the going forth. So Mula Pali is easier to learn. Okay, and then the number, just ignore all the English numbers, yeah, because sometimes it's very confusing. Okay. Okay. Sabah Doyam Garavaso Raja Sayatanam Iti Aboka Sowa Pabbajja Iti Diswana Pabbajji. This home life is confinement, a basis for dust. The going forth is like an open space. Having seen this, he went forth. All right. So this is a Mula Pali. Mula Pali means the original Pali. So for my learning, as well as I want to help people who want to learn Pali. So I put all these things like bow means to show is a verb, and then the italic to show is an object here, and then the subject I will put as underline. So in this way, whoever want to learn the Pali later, they can follow easily. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So I think last time we already finished the verse number 1. This means that in the commentary, it will try to explain the verse word by word. Okay. I think so far we have finished the. Okay. So you can see. So actually, this part is really from the Mula Pali. So I put it here because it's easy for me to find. Okay. So from this part, this is not the commentary yet. The commentary start from here. Okay, this one from the starting of the commentary, it try to explain the meaning of this sutta. It's called Pabbajja Sutta, because in the Mula Pali, original Pali, there's a word called, there's a word Pabbajjam Kitai Sami. So because of this Pabbajjam Kitai Sami, so this sutta is called Pabbajja Sutta. Okay, so this means that from the Mula Pali, which is the verse number 1, and then the commentary is trying to explain all the sentence there. All right, so we have finished here. Okay. Okay, I think we already start with this one, number 2. Okay, for this time, I'm going to make it like green color, so you can see this is the Mula Pali, original Pali. This is number 2. Okay, Samba Doyam Gara Vaso Rajasa Yatanam Iti Abokasova Pabbajja Iti Diswana Pabbajji. Right? So this is ayam. Home life. Home life is this Garavaso. Is confinement. Confinement is a sambardo. So a basis for das. Das is the Raja. So basis is the Ayatana. This Ayatana here. Okay. So this home life is confinement, a basis for das. Das here, it will explain later in a commentary. Okay, the going forth, Pabbajja, which is here, is like an open space. Abokasa plus the word ewa here. This one will later explain in the commentary. Iti. So having seen this is a iti. Having seen this is a diswana. Pabbajji, he went forth. So this is the verse number 2. So after the verse number 2, then the commentary will explain number 3, verse number 3, number 4, number 5, and so on. Okay, I think last time we finished on this Cambodia here. Okay, now I will continue from the last commentary, which stopped here. Now Abosa, Abokaso. You can see the Abokaso in the Mula Pali, original Pali. So the commentary will start with the word abokaso and with the T. T means the iti here. Okay. So it trying to explain this. What's the meaning of abokaso? And you can see in the explanation. So after the iti, the whole thing here is the explanation. All right. So the explanation for the word abokaso. So you can say there's a subject is a akaso, akaso via, just like the space, okay, just like space. And there's a vivata. Vivata is this open here. Okay, vivata itself is not really a verb here. It may be a as a verb, so we can check the. Okay. Okay. Now we can see. Okay. Yeah, it's a verb here. Okay. So it's a actually this kind of, it can be a verb or it can be a noun, you know. So in this case, it doesn't look like a verb. It look like noun. It look like noun, okay? It can be a verb or noun. So it depends on circumstances. But I think the translation is right. It is open. Okay, vivata is open. Okay, it's open. Okay. It's open like space. Okay, and then there you have an instrumental case here. Even though it's an instrumental case, it doesn't take the part of instrumental case. Okay, we can see the translation. The opposite, there is a patipaka, the opposite of the confinement. Of the confinement is sambada, just mentioned Vutta. All right. So this kind of word is difficult because it's a compound one. How many compound? So you can see this Vutta, sambada, patipaka, bawena. So it's 4 in 1. So when normally a student or any Pali learner, when come to this, they really have to rely on their memory. Like Vutta, if they remember it's Vutta, then they know. Sambada, they see before, so they know Sambada is one word. Patipaka is one word. And Bawena, of course, is a very common thing that people see before. So like this, so you can see it's 4 in 1. So this means that you, for long words like this, you need to break down accordingly and try to understand what is the grammar point in between, because we cannot know what is the case here. It's not mentioned the patipaka, which case. Sambada is also not mentioned the which case. Okay, but from the sense of the word, it is open, like space. Okay, and then the translation with the comma for this ena. All right, so I think there's some special grammar here. Right, so maybe we can consider later what is this ena. Okay, so here. Okay, now this bawena. What is this instrumental case trying to tell us? Or if we want to translate directly with the instrumental sense, so you can say it is open like space. Maybe sometimes we can put the word ena, we can put like in the sense of opposite. Okay, opposite is this patipaka. So maybe put this one. In the sense of opposite, there's one way we can translate with the ena. Right, so here is not really follow the instrumental case, but is correct in terms of English. So it is open like space in a sense of opposite of the confinement. So when we look at the word sambada, sambada is translated as confinement, but there are many other possible meaning. So this means that when we study the Pali, so we don't really try to fix to one meaning. So we can look at the other suitable meaning, right? Sambada. Yeah, crowding, pressure, inconvenience, or obstruction. So I think this is also one of the way in the Majjhima Nikaya they translate this one sambada. Okay, so beside the word confinement is a, so it's good we can put other meaning, not just try to stick to one meaning. So in this way, you improve your grammar and you also improve in your vocabulary. So when you translate the Pali, try to find better translation. So beside the word confinement, because confinement has many other meaning, but obstruction is a better meaning because like the person who going forth, he find staying in this home life, it can be a confinement or it can be obstruction to him to gain enlightenment. So there's a sambada. Okay, any questions so far, Brother Carl and others?
Sajid, maybe we, one way in a simple term we can look at is since Akaso is open, then the opposite open will be closed lah. I mean, that's a
Okay.
simple term lah.
Yes,
So it's like
okay.
closed lah. So
All
the
right.
home line is closed, so it's not open.
Okay. Okay. So it's open in the word close. Okay. But when you look at in the sense of house, home life.
Yeah.
Okay. So this home life is closed. So if you're going to translate, this home life is closed. So I think yeah, it's funny, But what we can do is sometimes we can put the translation like this, put the like this quotation. Means that you think it might be that meaning, okay? But the best is still we look for the root, the root of the Pali. Try to find the meaning of sambada. But, okay, yeah, it's oppress, harass. So when you look at the Pali root, then the meaning of close is not suitable, right?
Yeah.
It may be obstruction, confinement. Yeah, I think that's a better meaning. So that's why for those who study the Anguttara Nikaya, I always encourage you try to find the root because the root gives you a better sense of the meaning. Okay.
Okay.
So you find it this, I would say it's a we can put it no problem. Sometimes we can put like this, So just tell you it's a possibility, but maybe just kind of like not really fit in with the picture there. So just now another meaning of but. Okay, the root but. Some plus this one. Actually, this should be the square root, but it's difficult to find square root here, so I just put it like this. But here is the to oppress. To harass. Okay, then you find from this one, so you find maybe obstruction is good, Yeah. Obstruction is, I think, is better translation than the word confinement. What you say that stay in like home life, the person feel confined, like not free. But I would take it he stay in home life for the Buddha because this is talking about the Buddha going forth. It will be obstruction for him to attain the Buddhahood. Okay. All right.
Some sort like a hindrance, like.
Yeah. Okay. Or you can put the word hindrance also possible. Yeah, I think hindrance is also better than the word close.
Yeah.
But what we can do, you can put like this. So when you're doing the Anguttara Nikaya, for those students who are doing the presentation, try to find more suitable words, So it really increase your vocabulary and make you really understand the word sambada. Okay?
Yeah, actually it reminds me of a word asambadang in Karaniya Metta Sutta. It says asambadang when you read it
okay.
udang
Yeah, without hindrances. Yeah.
Asambadang. So that one unobstructed will be more
unobstructed. Yes.
unobstructed.
So means that the metta go to the world without obstruction, without limit. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think this is a nice discussion on the words here. Okay, now this explain from this paragraph, it explain the word abo kaso. Because if you see the word, just read like this sentence, okay? Then you say the going forth is like open space. So if you look at this statement, what is open space here? So the commentary really explain more what's the meaning of this abo kaso. Okay? So that's the advantage of reading the commentary. It explain more of this word abo kaso. Okay, and then there will be some more explanation. Okay, for those spatial grammar, I'll put like in this purple color, so you all can refer it later. Okay. Now, then the next one, iti diswana pabbajja. Okay, we go back to this. Now, it's going to explain this sentence. Iti diswana pabbajja. Diswana is a gerund. Diswa and na. Okay. So beside the tua, also you can put the na. Tuana. Tuana is also the suffix for gerund. So having seen this means that he explained by the word iti. Means that having seen the home life is an obstruction, a basis for dust, the open space is going forth. So you see the advantage of going forth. Having seen this, he went forth. So he really referred to the Buddha. So we're going to look at this sentence. Having diswa na pabbajja. And then followed by explanation, Sutto taram chodiyamano hadayo adinawam ani samsacha vimansitwa mahabi nikamana nikahitwa. So you can see this also a lot of compound word here. Okay, this is chodiya mana and hadayo. This is adinawam plus anisamsacha. Okay, so it's a 3-in-1 here. So in a commentary, there are lots of compound. Sometimes it's even worse, it's complex one. All right. So this is here. You also need to learn adinawa plus the aninsa and plus this m dot. Okay, and then plus the word cha. I think last time I explained to you why the changes already, right? Why it become the n with the curl on the top, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay, so I will not explain here. So it's a 3-in-1 here. So in the commentary, what for most Pali students, even like me, is like trying to break them. But this is a very familiar word, like adinawam, ani samsa. All these are familiar words, so it's easy for us. Vimansitwa. So here, you start with the gerund here. There's one twa here, and there's second twa here, and it's not finished yet because there are further, which I break down already. There's a twa and twa, which I break down later because I put the Pali English. So this sentence is not finished yet, right? So now, iti diswana pabbajja. So having seen this, which is the iti diswana pabbajja, he went forth. If he refer to Buddha, he went forth. After seeing the home life is confinement, obstruction, the going forth is like open space. So with the heart, hadayo. This hadayo is Pali, but when you look at the English, like hadayo, heart is actually very similar with the English, or Latin. You see the word hardaya. Hardaya, it really sounds like the word English word heart. You see the word HRD. So sometimes when we look at the English, we can find some similarity with the Pali. Hardaya, heart. Okay. So this is a Sanskrit here. So it's easy for you to remember Hadaya means heart. So sometimes Hadaya also refer to mind. So we can see with the heart still or with the mind, still is this chodiyamana, steering, moving, something like moving around, even more strongly. Sutto, uttaram, even more strongly. And now the commentator or Bhikkhu Bodhi, he put in by reflection on illness, old age, and death. Then he start this one, the first gerund, investigated vimansa. So if you remember the 7 factors of enlightenment, what is the second factor of enlightenment? Can you remember?
Dhamma Vicaya.
Okay. How about the four iddhipada? 4 iddhipada. One is a vimansa, right?
Vimangsa.
Chitta, what? Sanda, chitta, yeah. Then the vimansa and viriya. Okay, there's one vimansa here. Vimansa means here is investigation, right? So this is a sign of wisdom. So this word is to do with not just normal investigation, but this with the wisdom, right? So having investigated what he investigated, the danger. Danger is a adinawam. And cha, there's a cha here. Actually, in between, because this is the adinawam, you're supposed to put a cha here. Okay, adinawam is the danger, and anisamsa. Anisamsa is the benefits. So danger in the home life, right? Benefit in the going forth. So he see the advantage of going forth and the disadvantage of staying in the house. This means that he stay in the palace enjoying the luxury. And nikamitwa. Nikamitwa is like departing, it's like this one, okay? It's literally meaning like he departed, the nikamitwa, or having departed, right? If direct translation, we can write having departed, and then with the maha abhinikamanam. So having departed with a great renunciation or great departure. So if you're going to translate like this, having departed with the great renunciation also can, it's a literal translation, but it doesn't sound nice. So Bhikkhu Bodhi translate make the great renunciation. So it's a very nice one. So for the Buddha, what kind of renunciation he had made? The four, I think how many? 3 or 4. Okay. And there's a consequences here. So it's not saying in the Pali, but it's understood that first he investigate the danger and benefit, and then later he made the great renunciation. So this means that when did he make the renunciation? When? Anybody remember? When did the Bodhisattva, Prince Siddhartha, make the great renunciation?
Visade.
I mean, when and where? Where is the place? In the palace, right? He's living at the palace. You need to leave the palace. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, don't get that. I think nobody can. But he departed from the palace, right? And then he went to which place? The river, Anuma River, right? And what kind of great renunciation? Letting go of wife and son. Yeah, letting go of all the luxuries, right? Yeah, all the luxury that he can get. Even he will become the universal monarch. So his renunciation is not the normal renunciation. It's a very great one. That's why the word abid here. Abid means great. All right. So I think there are 3 or 4. Letting a wife and children, and then there are some more. Okay. All right. So this is very easy. So I think this is easy for you. So with this one, Chodiyamana. So this is also interesting word. So you can see in the Myanmar dictionary. Chut from the one. Chut neyamana. So have to look for the word Chodidi chut. Chodiya. Chodeti.
Chodiyati.
Chodita. Yeah, it's like the meaning. I think it's like stealing. Yeah, that's the meaning. Is stealing here. It's like the mind is it's like stealing up. Yeah, so I think this is a nice one. Yeah. Anyway, the translation is steal up. Or if you want to put the mana, all right. So let's see. Maybe we can translate another way for this Chodiyamana.
Can we say
So the heart being steering, being moved, steering, yeah, or something like that. Okay. Or the heart was being something like that. Or any possible translation. Okay. If you want to follow, or being urged, can also being urged. Yeah. Okay. Something like that. So you can look for a few possible ones. So sometimes when I translate for my PhD, sometimes I got a doubt. I'm not so sure. I put a question mark. So later when I got time, I'll come back to see whether I can get a better translation. All right. So you all, when you are doing your presentation, your homework, so you can do like this also. Put a question mark for something that you're not sure. Later you come back again. Okay. Right. So means that the heart is steering because he do the reflection. The heart is the, here he translate with the word with. The with is not in the Pali. Okay. Sometimes we can put added English just to make the whole English sentence read nicer. Because if the English is so poor, nobody want to read your translation. that's the thing that we have to consider. Okay. So with the heart, the mind steering even more strongly by the reflection of illness, old age, and death. He investigated the danger benefits, especially in the home life and in going forward, and consequently made the great renunciation. Right? So they explained this Pali. Sutto tarang chodiyamana hadayo adinawa mani samsa cha viman sitwa mahabi nikamana nikamitwa. Right?
So Saji,
And
can
then,
I say that sudut terang is adjective to hadayo?
yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Normally it's actually it's not really adjective. I think it's adverb. Yeah, it's do like
Adverb,
more like adverb.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
adverb. Yeah. Normally the adverb always take place in a sense of normally in the acquisitive case. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's saying that the heart, the mind is very. So first he already see the how. So at first, what we have to go back to first paragraph. How did the first paragraph say? So sometimes when translate the second paragraph, you have to look at the first verse, no? Yeah. Okay. They're trying to explain that why the Buddha going forth, the reason. And here the reason is the mind, the heart is steering, is like moving or shaken. Sometimes maybe we can use the word shaken. Okay, so let me go back. Maybe, yeah, I think the word shaken is also quite nice. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, so onoma is the place, nadi is the river, onama nadi tire is on the bank, right? So kagena with a sword, kese his hair. Kese here should be plural here, yeah. Chenditwa, he cut off from the word chendati. Tada dewa cha. Dwa angula. So here actually I put a dash here, but actually the whole Pali actually is the real Pali is without the dash. Okay, so let me take out all the dash, and you all see this another sense of a commentary. You can see is very long, and it made out of how many? So dua angula, 2 finger, mata, length, okay, santita. Maybe translate is appropriate here. Samana. Appropriate is this sarupa. Yeah. Samana is aesthetic. Sarupa is appropriate. Okay, so you have a few, another one. And then a kesa is the hair. Masu is a beard. All right. So you can see how many compound. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a catalyst of commentary. It's very long. Sometimes the sub commentary can even be longer than this. It's a one word, but actually made of many complex compounds. So then the student have to be good in the vocabulary to figure out, right? So what's the meaning of the appropriate for ascetic? So we can look at the samana, right? Ascetic is a samana here. So is there a better translation for samana? At that time already the bodhisattva he already cut off. It means that he cut off the hair, so he become ascetic. Or sometimes they translate with the word monk, but it's not the Buddhist monk at the time because it's only the starting. At the time sasana has not started. So we can translate ascetic or monk. Appropriate is a sarupa, right? 2 finger, all right? 2 finger. This means the hair is quite short, not so, a little bit only, little bit hair, not a lot. Hutwa. Hutwa is from the word okay, so hutwa, I think maybe I'm not so sure we is it. Hutwa is coming from this word. Bu, okay, the root is a bu, like bawana. Okay, the long yu, okay, long yu, bu. And then plus the tua, okay. So hutwa means having become. Sometimes we can translate it having become or follow the gerund. So you have the having become. Okay, so anyway, he cut off the hair and then until it become short, suitable for the look of the ascetic and monk. Because he was a prince, of course he had long hair and then he wear all the luxurious things, so he had to let go the image first. Tadadewa. Tadadewa, I think it's instantly. Okay, let me check. It's not translated here. Yeah, at that moment, instantly. Okay. So at that time, so this means he let go. So okay, maybe say instantly here. Okay. So you can put in the sometimes if the thing is not here, we can put it be like this. Okay. So this why we put the square bracket. This to respect the translator. So we just say that we are going to add in our own words. So we just keep the translator words like this. Okay. So anoma nadi tire kagena with the sword kese he chinditwa cut off tadadewa instantly cha and you can use the n dua angula 2 finger length maybe you put the word mata santita is a standing or yeah, just give it. Okay, samana ascetic sarupa sarupa should be appropriate. Kesa masu hutwa, right? So means that he become this look. Okay, any question here?
Yes, so I have one question regarding the word ascetic and monk.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
when he let's say before those who want to be disciple, right? The ascetic, they when they become Buddha's disciple, then they were addressed as bhikkhu, right? Because ehi come bhikkhu, ehi bhikkhu, right? Regarding
Yes.
the five ascetics lah. So this ascetic can be anyone, not necessarily the monk, because bhikkhu usually we translate monk, but ascetic can be of other faith, not necessarily.
Yeah. Ascetic is this samana is a more general.
General.
Samana sometimes can be ascetic, sometimes can be monk, sometimes can be non-Buddhist also.
Can be non-Buddhist.
Yeah. Those traveler or those who are practicing for something, samana. Okay, it can be non-Buddhist also. So bhikkhu is normally is limited for, but sometimes the meaning of bhikkhu means that those who looking for food also.
Just back.
Okay.
But at least here it shows that when he make renunciation, he didn't has had a bald headed, right?
Yeah.
They still have some.
But here a little bit hair. Actually, if you look at all the most of Buddha statue, they always has some hair, right? Most of Buddha statue will never be totally shaved, shaved off. They're a little bit hair, but that's why here explain is 2 finger length.
Okay.
And now what happened that he will get some bow. So to have the ascetic look, he must have the uniform, the robes, and he also need a bow to accept the food. So here the continuous story. Actually, it's very interesting. I would say we are like following the life of the Prince Siddhartha after he going forth. Okay, Gati Karena Brahmuna Upanite Atha Parikare Gahetwa Ewa Niwa Setapam Parupi Tabanti Kinachi ananu sito. Aneka jati sahasa pawatena atano. Pabbajja chitte newa sikapiyamano pabaji. Alright, so if we are going to combine with the previous sentence from here, anu, so you can notice that this is actually a little bit long sentence. Okay. So previously we got the tua. How many tua we have? So you got 1 tua here, 2 tua here. So you got 3 tua here, 4 tua here, and this sentence continue with 5. Okay. So this is the last tua. So you can put the bracket here, that slash to finish it. Okay, now the subject. Who is the subject? All right, subject is a Pabbajja. So that's why I translate he. Okay, so he next. Now start from this kahetua. He accepted the 8 requisites. Atta is 8. Party kare requisite. Presented. I put this one upanite. And then this is the instrumental, Brahmana, Gati. The Brahmana, the Brahma, his name is Gatikara. Okay, Gatikara Brahmana. Okay, presented by requisite means that including the robes, the bow, and then there are some other things, right? And then after that you finish this line, finish by here. So this sentence is a little bit complicated because beside the tua, you also got this past participle, and then you also got the present continuous, and this is a sikapia. It's a causative sign. So causative sign. So you got tua here, gerund. You got the past participle. You got the present participle. So you got past tense. So it's like few grammar together. Okay, so where should we start? Okay, now we can start with this one, right? So the one I highlight bold. So without being instructed by anyone, cannot cheat. Okay, and now here start with the T, but it is not translated. It just translates as how, what to do, as how A1 is how. Okay, how A1. Niwa se tabam. There's one thing. Wearing the lower robe, and then the patiru parupitabam, upper robe. So this means that he accepted the 8 requisites from the presented by the Brahma, and then without people telling him, Kenachi is a without by anybody telling him. Okay, this is from the one Anusita. Anusita is instructed. So not is a not being instructed by anybody how to wear the upper robe and lower robe. So we can break here. Okay. Then followed by this Sikapiyamano. Right? Since he had been trained, right, in the practice of going forth, Pabbajja. Pabbajja, Achina. Pabbajja is going forth. Achina is a practice. In the practice of going forth, during the many atano. Another is on here. Maybe he translates he here. So aneka jati sahasa. This also few compound. Aneka is many. Jati many aneka is various. Jati is a birth. Sahasa 1,000. So many thousand past birth. Pawatati. Pawatati is a dueling. So here dueling he put the ena. So you can see instrumental ena. But here is defined as the time here. Okay. So the rest the grammar. So ena, even because Pali only got 8 cases, so it must be one of the case here. So it's ena for the word dueling. Dueling, one of the many thousands of past birth. So without being trained by many people, and then he went for Pabbajja. So I put in the Pabbajja at the end. So this means that it shows the story of how he start to have the monk's robe. Okay, and then what happened later? He start to. This is actually quite interesting. Ekam kasawam niwasetwa. Ekam uttara sangam karitwa. Ekam chivaram kante kalitwa. Matikam patam amse ala getwa. Pabachita vesam aditha siti utam hoti. Sesam etha utanam eva. So what after he get the robes first, he put on. So niwasetwa, he put on. Eka is one. Kasawa, he translate as a, what is this? Or how to pronounce it? Occur. Occur means that occur. What is the color of this? Yellow?
Brown or yellow brown, something like that.
Yeah, yellow brown. Yeah. So that's why the kasawa. Do you know the rope is coming from which ingredient? One of the three, right?
Kasa.
So yeah, so the tree gives this kind of color, so it can be yellow or brown. So he put on the lower robe, and then uttara. Uttara is upper. Okay, people know that like Malay word uttara is a upper robe. Put the upper robe, and then ekam chivaram. So put one robe. Kande. Kande here translate like kanda. Sometimes it's a body here, but he translate here is correct. He put on the shoulder. So this is the double rope, yeah. Because like during the cold time, so they can put the double rope to keep them from the coldness. Then matika is clay, patam is bow. So amse should be the shoulder. Okay. So alaketwa, slang. Alligator is like kind of like hanging around. Yeah, it's a slang here, correct. And then the Pabbajja is here translated as monastic. So you can see Pabbajja normally is going forth. Now it translates as a monastic. So Wesam is translated as apparel. So I put as appearance here, apparel appearance. So Aditha, this from the word Adithana, coming from this word Adithasi is a past tense here, determined. So Utam Hoti is not translated here. Utam Hoti means that he tried to explain. So normally we can put in Utam Hoti. So you say the meaning is this is said so, something like that, you know. This means that the previous one explained the meaning of why he going forth. Or sometimes Utam Hoti means that this is the meaning. This is the meaning of his going forth. Okay. So the rest is a sesam. Clear is a uttanam. Uttanam is clear, and here means that the other things are clear. This means that the other words not explained is clear. So by this paragraph is explain the word Pabbajja. No? Haven't seen this Swana Pabbajja explain the everything by the quite a lot of Pali words and sentences here. Okay, any question for those following me?
Sayaji, can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, the top, where the first verse, way on top. Sorry, just backtrack a bit. There's this, the home life is confinement, and then this going forth is like an open space, lah. So the open space, I was just thinking just now that can we also translate it as unconstructed or unconditional? That means, you know, the priest can actually do a lot of things really. It's not hindrances or obstructed from his practices. Can
Okay,
it
so
be?
what is the, can you say again, what is the word that you prefer beside this on
Oh,
open space, unconstructed?
Yeah, unconstructed or unconditional already.
Unconditional.
Open space.
But you still need to keep the word okasa, you know. Okasa means a space here. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. So you cannot run away from this space. Yeah.
Mm.
That's why he used the word open to represent maybe abi, and then this space o akasa. Yeah. Okasa, akasa.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you still have to keep the word space here. That's why the commentary explained this is just open, like the space.
Yes.
That is the opposite of the confinement, obstruction, hindrances. All right. But
Yes.
sometimes you can, maybe if you want to put your other translation, you can put it like I said just now, you can put it like this, you know, put it this one, and you put your kind of like this. This means that it's kind of like whatever you want to type here. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, for example, if you want to put the unobstructed, you can put like this. So this means that this is your own preferred translation. So we can put like this. Or if you like it, or you can put a question so people know that this your preferred, but maybe not accepted by people.
Yes.
Not accepted by many. All right. So we can do it.
Understand.
This is how we call it the format of writing.
For understanding for own
Okay.
understanding
So next time you can try the translation So after the Anguttara Nikaya, so one time I would like you all to translate freehand.
Try.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we continue.
Thank you, Saji. Thank you.
I think it is quite interesting. So we follow the Buddha story already. So that's why I choose this sutta. Okay. Now this is the verse number 3. Okay, this is interesting. The Mula Pali. So Pabbajja kayena, having going forth kayena with the body. So with the body means papa kamam, evil deeds as an object here. So I put in the italic. Viva jai, he avoided evil deeds papa kamam kayena with the body. Vachi ducharitam, verbal misconduct. Hitwa, having abandoned, is also gerund here. Ajivam, his livelihood. Parisodai, purified. So in this way, when you learn like this, it's interesting. First, you follow the Buddha story, and you learn lots of very new vocabulary, and you also get to know the usage of the grammar. So you can see a lot of twa here, and then sometimes there's a twana. Okay, there's twa here. If you don't want the na, also okay. So gerund, you got the twa or twana, right? So why is it you put the noa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe if you're going to count, normally the poem verse have the how many syllables? So 1, 2, Pabbajja twana kayena. So when you put the na, you got the 8 sound. So right, Pabbajja twana kayena, 8 sound. Papa kamam viwajai, also 8 sound. So wachi du charitam hitwa, also 8 sound. Ajivam parisodai. So maybe he put a na here because he want to make it like 8 syllable. Okay, so we call it 8 sound or 8 syllable. How is this right? Okay, so this one maybe that's the reason he want to put a na here, because twa and twana is same, right? So I think this is interesting. You understand the meaning. Having go for, he avoided evil deeds with his body. Having abandoned verbal misconduct, he purified his livelihood. All right. So papa kamam, evil deeds. Sometimes you can translate other way, right? So even like beside these evil deeds, so you can translate maybe bad action. So it's possible. And you notice that here is a singular, but he can translate as a plural here, no? Because evil deed would not be one evil deed, definitely many. So evil deeds and bad actions. And then with the his body, this his is not translated in the Pali. There's no his in the Pali, but for the sake of English, we can put the his. All right. So now down there from this Pali 410, it's trying to explain the above. Evam bhagavato Pabbajjam kitetva tato param Pabbajjita patipatim anumanadi tiram hitva padanaya gamanancha pakasetum Pabbajjitwana kayena. So here, that's why I put in green color, means that it's trying to explain, okay, from this sentence, Pabbajjitwana kayena. So where should we start? Sometimes so many words. So where should we start this one? All right, so from this one. Kitte, this is a word, I think last time we see this word, right? Kitte twa. Having task told, task evam, all right? Having task told of the blessed one, Bhagavato Pabbajjam, going forth. Now, Ananda, here, we don't see any Ananda here. Previous sentence also no Ananda. Okay, Ananda, because here is somebody, so this person is Ananda, so spoke. So he explained this way, you can see the English, the Pali, he explained from this Pali, Evam Bhagavato Pabbajja Kitwa, then start from this again. So this why it's a break here, yeah, correct, okay. So Sabam Abasi, so the person means that is Ananda, spoke, Sabam, all the rest. Means that beside the paragraph number 1, the verse number 1 and number 2, he start to explain. Adim is beginning. So beginning with the words Pabbajjitwana kayena. So beginning with this verse Pabbajjitwana kayena. Start from here. Okay. So you can see the Pali is translated like this. So English we just translate the other way around. So and then to show pakasetum, to show here. So here there are two things here. All right, what he show. So sometimes it's difficult to say. The first one he wants to show is gamana. Okay, and there's another thing he wants to show is this Pabbajjita. So sometimes can just for our own convenience we can put number 1 and number 2. So he want to show that is the number 1, the monastic practice, Pabbajjita. He still use the word monastic practice, patipati. Okay, you know there's 3, patipati, pariyati, patipati, and pativeda. So these 3. So his monastic practice and start from this one. And number 2 is this gamana. Gamana is going forth. Or here is used the word going because the gamana gachati, going off to strive. This one to strive is the padanaya. So after leaving Hitwa, the bank of Anoma river. So Anoma Nadi Tiram. So you can see this. Okay. Okay, so this number 1, Pabbajjitana. There are 2 reasons. The first one is monastic practice. And then the second reason is he's going off to strive after leaving the bank of this one. So this sentence is, so I will just try to highlight another one. Okay, so sometimes like Pali like this, I will find is when I first read this sentence, I also get confused, because this sentence is long. This phrase is long, but we don't know where to break. For example, when we see this one, Pabbajjita Pappatim, you might thought that this one and this one linking together. Or you might thought this one and this one linking together. But it happened to be Pabbajjita Patipati is one thing. And then from the Anuma Nadi Hitwa. So this one all modified to the Gamana. So sometimes like this complex sentence, like long sentence like this, so you have to look a few times to make sure that which sentence or which word is linking to which word. So Anuma Diram is not linking with this one, but it end up this one is all the way to here. Okay, Anuma Anumadyandi Tiram linking with the Kamana. Okay, so there's a sometimes have to figure out how to read the Pali. So there are two reasons here. First one is the Pabbajja Patipati, his monastic practice. And second one is going off. Gamana is going. So the commentator, the one translator is very good because Gamana is going, right? But if you just translate with the word going, so it not making the sense. That's why he said he going means that not making sense. So he's just put the phrasal word going off. That's why this is a very good translator, Bhikkhu Bodhi, because he tried to keep as near with the Pali. Going means the Gamana Gachati, but he put the off phrasal verb. The phrasal verb is going off to make the English follow the Pali as close as possible. So this means that first monastic practice and going off to strive after leaving the bank. So maybe you can say after leaving the bank of this one, these two you can separate, okay? Because leaving the bank of Anura River happened after he going off. So maybe this one is also another thing that we can separate here. Maybe this one is not belong to number 1 or number 2. The monastic practice and going off to strike, maybe these two are one pair. After leaving the bank or river is another one. So maybe you can put it separate. Can you follow me?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So what is Tato Parang?
Tato Param. What happened afterwards?
Oh, what happened afterwards?
Param. Param is afterwards.
Okay.
And afterward, tato is from what? This means that he explained the going forth. Then after the going forth, then what happened to the Buddha? What does the Bodhisattva, the Samana do? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now this sentence is a little bit long, so a little bit complex. Now the now is very simple. Tata. So tata means in that poem. Here you translate here. So you can sometimes we can just the word therein, all right? Therein or in that verse, the verse number 2. So now trying to explain this Kayena Papa Kamam Vivajai. So what is Kayena Papa Vivajai? To explain the word, this Papa Kamam is the Tivitam, 3 kinds, Kaya Ducharitam, bodily misconduct. And then the Vachi Ducharitam, how many? Is a Chatup Pitam, 4 kinds. So what is the 3 kinds? Stealing, killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. 4 kinds is the slandering, harsh speech, telling lies, and another one. Okay, so he explained here. The commentary is explained in detail here. And Ajiva Pari Sodai. So what is this one? So he purified his livelihood. So having a void, having a burden, Micha Jivam, wrong livelihood, Sama Jiva, Eva, right? Eva here, only the right livelihood. So Pawatai. Pawatai. Pawatai, I think have the meaning of like going on or something like that.
Turning, is it? Turning.
Pawatati. Happening. Yeah, Pawatai from if you Pawatati, yeah, from the word is going on, behaving. Yeah, this is a very general word. Yeah, it can translate many ways. Behaves or something. Yeah, produce making. Yeah, Pawatati or Pawatati. Yeah, so we Pawatati. Anyway, yeah. So he translated practice. Okay. So this is a general Pali word. He translated more specific as practice. So I think it is follow. Okay. So follow somebody should avoid the Kaya Ducharitam 3 and then the Vachi Ducharitam 3. And here didn't mention about the mind. It's only the body and mind. So he should purify his livelihood. right? So here, so we think about that. So after going forth, avoiding the bad action, bodily bad action with the body, and then the wachi to chetam. And how did he purify the livelihood? So is it explained here? So it's not explained. So livelihood means that he get the food in a righteous way. He don't do the hinting to get whatever he wants. So even as a samana, he try to get the food in a more wholesome way. Okay. So no question. I'll continue.
Sayaji, can I ask a question, please? Yeah. For the
Yes.
whole this verses when it's talk about the evil deeds and bodily misconduct, the one is
Yeah.
actually referring to the rupa. Is that correct? Meaning like
This
you
is
know
the
this
it's only the body side. Not we
body
don't say
side.
the word lupa. Body side. Yeah. Body is
Okay.
kaya, and then
Kaya,
wachi is the verbal. All right. There's the main thing he is not talking about the mano. There's no mind because people do action in three ways: the body, speech, and mind. So he
Mind.
only talking body and speech,
Okay.
and he purified the livelihood. All right.
Oh.
So it's nothing to do with lupa. It's only the we got three doors.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And now it's a verse number 4. Okay. Now it's interesting already. Actually, it's getting more interesting. It's talking about how he going to meet Bimbisara. So, Agama Rajagaham Buddho. So the Buddha went. You can see now, it's not using the, normally for the word like, you all know gachati, like gachati is a go. So past tense agachi. So here is using the word agama. Okay, agama is a dong a. This is also past tense here. So the Buddha went to Rajagaha, the city of Giribajja of the Magadhanam. So this one should be the person here, Magadha. Magadha or Magadha. Maybe it's a city. Yeah. Pindaya, 4 arms round. So 4 arms round. So Pindaya is always dative case, right? Walk for arms round. So Abhiharesi. He translates walk here. Abhiharesi. Adon, Akina, right? Wara, excellent. Lakano is sign or marks. This means that his body had the 32 parts, 32 noble signs, right? So this is Mula Pali. Now the commentary start to explain from here. Okay, evam ajiwa maka silam sodetwa anumana nadi tira. Okay, the bank of Anuma Nadi river. To is from. Okay, from the bank of Anuma river. So Timsa is the 30 yojanas. Pamana is the distance. Saha ena. Saha is a sata. Sorry, sata is a 7. Aha is day. So 7 day. So here you can see also instrumental. All right, this is another one. You put the instrumental, but English is in a week, in 7 days. So 7 days. All right. So okay. So we start from this one. So detwa, having thus purified. Thus is evam, purified his behavior with the livelihood as the 8. All right. So this is one of the sila. Atta is 8. Eta is 8. Ajiva is the livelihood. And so Detwa, having purified. And then he went to the, so the Buddha is a subject here. So you can see in the commentary, the Mula Pali also mentioned about the word Buddha. Now, later the commentator will explain, even though he is not Buddha yet, the term Buddha is used. At the time, he is still as an ascetic. All right. So the Buddha went to Rajagaham in 7 days, in a week, of the covering the distance of 30 yojana from the bank, because he departed from the bank of Anuma river. Okay, so this, I think the Pali also easy. Now explain here. Tata kicha yada rajagaham agamasi tada buddho na hoti tatapi buddhasa pubachariyati katwa evam vatum labati. Here tata is a, you can translate here or maybe therein. Okay, therein means that in the verse here. In the verse, you can see the word Buddha. So you try to explain the word Buddha here. Therein, so, right, so we start here. Yada is one pair here. I think you all learned the relative pronoun here. So you have the yada and tada here. So yada, so at the time he go to Rajagaha. So Rajagaha Agamasi. When he go to Hanaha, so at that time, Buddha, not Hoti, he had not become the Buddha yet. Okay. Tatapi means in that way, in such way, Buddhasa, to speak him as a Buddha. So Pubbacharya. Okay. To speak him of the Buddha. So evam vatum labati is a suitable. So some he's a used word permissible. So if we want to translate, it is a labati. Labati is a, it is gain. If direct translate, it is obtained, but it's not suitable. It's obtained vatum. So we just follow it. Okay, it's permissible to speak here of the Buddha. So this sentence is trying to explain this one Buddha, you know? Just to explain why the word is Buddha. So even though he went to Rajagaha, so at that time he was not a Buddha, but it's suitable to address him Buddhasa Pubbacharya, to address as the Buddha. So that's the meaning. So, and it gives an example here. So in the commentary always have the word via. So this is similar to the way in the Lokiya Lokiya is worldly. So Wahara is a kind of like usage. Vachanam is a speak. So this is worldly convention. So actually made of three things. Lokiya Wahara is a usage. Vachanam is a words here. So worldly convention, worldly way of saying. So the king was born here. So Ida here. The king Rajato was born here. So here he acquired Agahesi. It's a past tense here. He acquired a kingship. So Rajam is kingship here. So even though when he was born as a king, definitely he was not a king here. He was born as a prince. But we can use this worldly convention. We still call him the king, even though he was born. So at the time he was actually born as a prince. You know, it's trying to say that like this way. Okay. So like the Buddha, when he was born as a Buddha, of course he was not born as a Buddha. He was born as a prince, Prince Siddhartha. But the words address him as the Buddha. Okay. Any question or anything you want to ask? I think this is quite easy. Do you want to continue or should I stop?
So I actually need to digest first.
Yeah,
Can I go in already?
Too many new vocabulary, right?
Yeah, it's quite deep.
Quite deep. But actually, this commentary is quite easy.
Okay.
Compared to what I see in some other place, it's quite easy. The one I see, especially the path of purification, is even more difficult. Okay, so we stop here, all right? So I make a mark here. So
Mm.
do you want this document? So I send to you later.
Yes, please.
I
Yes.
already sent to you the one that without the coloring, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then he explained actually from there on, actually this is story. So if we look at the beginning, so if you cannot focus the Pali, just look at the English. So the whole thing is very interesting. So it
Yes.
continue talk about the after going forth, then he going to see the King Bimbisara, and then the King Bimbisara saw him, and
Yes.
then he say, oh, he's such a handsome and so on, and explain that the Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha, ascetic, explain why he going forth. Yeah, here we really follow the story of the before he become the Buddha. Yeah, this I think this is interesting also.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll stop here. So we finish now. It's a part 2. So you want 1 week one time or 2 weeks one time?